Hello my dear friends, today I have uploaded the lab 2 video of the data engineering lab series with Python. In this lab 2 video, we will learn to read the data from 3 different types of files. One is CSV, second one is JSON, third one is XLS. Actually, in the life of data engineer, he or she has to read or fetch data from different types of files. It may be Parquet file, it may be CSV file, it may be JSON file, it may be text file, or maybe any other file types. So we have to habituate to read the data from the different types of file formats. So stay tuned in this coding series.
Yes, today we will do lab 2 of the data engineering lab series. In this lab 2, we just using the multiple files, CSV file, JSON file and XLS file. We are writing the code in Python to read the data from CSV file, read the data from JSON file and read the data from the .xlsx file. And just read the data and print the data, because in the real life scenario a data engineer have to read data, have to fetch data from different file formats. It may be CSV file, it may be JSON, it may be XLS, it may be Parquet, it may be anything. So today we will do this, and one thing I have been clear here, we will focus here today the requirement.txt file here. I'm just opening this requirement.txt because our today's lab we are reading data from XLS file. So when we try to read data from .xlsx file, in that case if we don't install the OpenPyXL in the terminal, we cannot execute our code. So I have mentioned here in the requirement.txt, requirement means you have this requirement to execute your this lab 02 day successfully. So go to the focusing to the our input folders, the 3 files. One is the customer.csv. Here that is the sample data of the customers.csv file. Customer ID, name, city. Customer ID 1 Alice, New York. 2 Bob, London. ID 3 name David, city Sydney. Next file is customer.json file. Here the same data I have been mentioned here, but the format is in JSON format. You can look this, the JSON format. And third one is the customer.xlsx file. One thing is, my dear friends, if you open any XLS file in your Visual Studio Code, it may be not open properly, so you have to install the proper Excel extension viewer to open the XLS file. So keep it in mind in that. I have already installed the extension here, that's why it is opening. I am using the spreadsheet viewer. You may be using any other options from here. Okay, come back to the Explorer. Yes, the folder structure is same, but today we will not saving any file into the output folder. We just read from CSV, read from JSON file, read from XLS file, and just we are print into the terminal. And we are just open here the pipeline file, pipeline.py, that is our Python file, and we start to write the code for today. Let's start. Import pandas as PD. Next I'm just printing this I am giving lab 02 reading data from multiple file formats. Yes, Next, first we read data from CSV file. First we are just giving a print here, \n reading data from CSV file. This one. Next, I define CSV underscore df is equal to pd dot read CSV bracket open close here in within bracket. Our folder is name is input, so I give the folder name input, then slash, and the file name is customers.csv. So exactly the same name have to be given, CSV. Yes, input folder customer.csv. Next, I just print the data into the terminal, the CSV file data, CSV df. Yes, that will be print the CSV file data into our terminal. Next, we read data from JSON file. So I am giving one print here, \n reading data from JSON file. Yes, this is already taken. The json.df, the same style, json._df, and here the read JSON we are using, and input the folder name, and customer.json, that is the JSON file name. Next, I do read data from Excel file. Once again, give one print here. Reading data from Excel file. Here also giving, I am defining Excel_df and pd.read Excel, and input the folder name and customer.xls, and then print the Excel df. Next, we can give another print here, \n lab 02 completed successfully. Save this. So my dear friends, for the lab 2 day, just the simple, we are reading the data from the different file formats we are using here. And one, keep in mind that I have already said earlier, before executing the coding, you must have to execute this command. Open, if your Visual Studio terminal already don't have installed this OpenPyXL extension, it is, if not already installed, then you have to install this. Otherwise, your code will be not successfully execute. Your CSV JSON will be execute, but your xlsx file will be not execute. So come again into this part. Now we start to run the code. We are already in the path, in the she:, in underscore data engineering Samya, then data engineering lab and lab 02. That means we are already sitting into the lab underscore 02 folder path. So we just execute the code. Python file name is pipeline.py. So pipeline.py. Just enter. Yes. We get the output. First we get the reading data from the CSV file. It read the data from the CSV file and return the output. Next we read the data from the JSON file where the record coming from the JSON file. And third we read the data from the Excel file where the record has been coming. And last print we have given the lab 2 completed successfully. So my dear friends, that is our lab 2 and we will continue our lab 3 very shortly. Thank you.